Hello and welcome to Ninqueso Almost Live. This is episode number 59. I am El Gran Queso and I'm joined by my co-host sat under a bookshelf. Even that's not really a bookshelf, it's just a shelf with some books on. Miss Bree.
Thanks, Bestie. It is actually a bookshelf.
What defines a bookshelf? Is it any shelf with a book on? Could be a bookshelf. Or is there a certain type of shelf where you don't, even if you didn't put books on it, it would still be a bookshelf? You got your squishy thing. That's not a book. Yeah,
it's a fidget shelf. For those on podcast, I've got like a little squidgy fidget ball here with it's got like glitter things inside it. So like I think it's a stress ball, but it's a fidget for me, and it sits there because I'm endlessly fidgety.
It sits on your bookshelf, not being a book. So how are you this week? What have we been up to?
I'm back in the London pad, aren't I? So I haven't been here.
It's been a while.
Of weeks while we podcast.
It's been a while. We haven't put up with your headphones.
Yeah, I've got the cat headphones back. Yeah, it's been a busy week, really. Been a bit here, there, everywhere, and I haven't been on my island very much, but I have managed to extend the enchanted wood.
Oh.
So I'm going to officially invite the Barlet to come and visit.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm sure she'll be ecstatic.
I know, right? How are you?
I'm not too bad. Plodding along. Starting to get warm here, and it's just like, oh.
You had your x-ray yesterday morning for your long COVID disease, didn't you?
Well, I had an x-ray, yeah.
Chest x-ray. We like to keep the people updated on how quickly you are going downhill. So keep safe, everyone. You don't be like Bestie.
Don't be like me. I was keeping safe until the government made me go out and get a job. Blame them.
Fair, got COVID from your girlfriend.
Look, you're going to get me in trouble. There's no proof where it came from, who had it first. She's adamant she got it off me.
I want to fight it out. Anyway, I'm glad you've had your x-ray. So yeah, what have you been playing?
I played Kirby 64 and the Crystal Shard yesterday. Just came up to Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass. I've not played a Kirby game all the way through, so I played that one and it was very easy. But it was all right. Yeah. But I did discover the game-breaking glitch that has been found in this version of the game. News reports are coming up today about it, actually. But I actually experienced it on stream. What's basically happening is one section where you're underwater, and if you get hit by an enemy while you're underwater, you go into your stunned animation and you get frozen in it. So literally you just can't move, and because you're in a stunned animation, you're invincible as well. So you just end up... A couple of times I got hit and I kind of had momentum and conservation of momentum. Because I'm in this animation, nothing's stopping me either. So I'm just slowly got through to the end of the level. But in the end, I had to use the reports are saying the only way to fix this is just restart the game. I did it by using the save function and just making sure I didn't get hit by anything. And just every few moments I would create a backup save. Because it happened during the boss as well. So we found a point where it was just we'll just take the boss very safely. But yeah, apart from that, it was a good little game. Apparently that didn't happen on the original version. It's just this Nintendo Switch Online version. It will get patched out soon enough. It's, but it was all right. That's what I've been playing. Have you been playing anything other than Animal Crossing?
No, I haven't. But because I've just got the ability to terraform my island, I'm just immersed.
Yeah, that's where your hours get into the game now.
I've also been quite busy because I've started doing some one-to-one yoga sessions again this week. So I've seen a couple of people and done some healing yoga in the forest, which has been great.
In the forest?
Yes, in the forest.
With the squirrels.
You can follow me on Instagram and see that.
Anyway, should we get on with some quick news?
You mean the kind of news that we don't really talk about, but we feel we should mention?
That's the stuff. Pokemon Home's Diamond and Pearl and Legends Arceus compatibility is now live. So you can transfer all your Pokemon from Diamond, Pearl and Arceus into Home and vice versa and all over the place. And that kind of malarkey, if that's the sort of thing you're into. Ubisoft Plus is coming to PS5 and PS4 with 50 Classic free for PS Plus Extra and Premium people by the end of the year. I do believe it's coming to Xbox Game Pass as well, but I could be wrong.
I think it is.
Konami is reportedly working on 3 Silent Hill projects. Not 1, not 2, but 3. I don't do
3 is magic number.
I don't do horror games, so I don't really care. But Angry Birds is getting a Minecraft crossover.
That looks exciting.
If you like either of those franchises, you might be happy for that one.
Yeah,
I don't think we do.
Final Fantasy 7, please.
Yes, Final Fantasy 7 news is planned for the game's 25th anniversary next month. I imagine that's going to be the Final Fantasy 7 remake part 2. Will be
believe that's
announced.
25th anniversary. I'm astounded.
I've never played it. Final Fantasy 7, one of the biggest games of like ever, and I've never played it.
Oh my god!
I don't even own it. Don't own it anywhere.
Good grief.
Take-Two Interactive plans on releasing 8 new iterations of past games.
That's quite a lot.
That is quite a lot. But why wouldn't you? Okay, this one I'm interested in. The Witcher 3 PS5 and Xbox Series X upgrade versions are now targeted to be the Q4 of this year. So you'll get the shiny Xbox and PS5 versions of Witcher 3.
Or Christmas.
Yes, and I did actually pick Witcher 3 up not long ago. I've never played it, apart from about 10 minutes or so. And I picked it up for the sole purpose of knowing that the patch will come out at some point, and it was only £5. So I thought I'll pick it up now and play it when the patch comes out.
Yeah.
But more importantly, this has leaked out into Taiwan. Skyrim Anniversary Edition has been rated for the Nintendo Switch. So they're expecting that version to come to the Switch, which it wouldn't surprise me. Because at the moment you've only got the vanilla Skyrim on Switch. You can't do any mods or anything on it. At least if this does come, there'll be the Creation Club stuff in there as well.
I think it's got to.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, why wouldn't they want you to buy Skyrim again? The question is, will I get it?
Yes, you will.
I'm hoping it'll be like what it was for the Xbox, where it was just like an upgrade to pay like a smaller amount to upgrade your current version, because I do have it for the Switch. Anyway, that was the quick news.
Let's get on to some main news.
Yes.
So the first story we've got here is about Fall Guys.
It is.
Fall Guys a lot.
I do play Fall Guys a lot, and they had a big announcement on last Monday. And before we go into this story, do you have the list there of like what they announced? Okay, don't read it yet. Don't read it yet. But before we go into the story, I streamed this like a live reaction, and I did a few predictions just beforehand, and this is what I said. Yeah, so my predictions released everywhere, cross progression on everything now. I'm going to go for free to play as well. I'm going to say they're going to go free to play with some nice bonuses for early adopters. Right, and now can you tell me what was announced?
Free to play.
Yes, what else?
3 costumes, 3 premium season pass for 100 tiers. So early adopters have got some nice little.
Okay, essentially, it's like what they announced was free to play on every platform, cross progression on every platform, and some bonus stuff for the people that have already bought the game.
Yeah.
Everything I said.
Your sidekick. Yeah.
I just know the game.
That's it.
Yeah.
This has been really popular though, hasn't it? And people have enjoyed watching it when you've streamed it as well.
Fall Guys is a good game, and I think it was inevitable that it was going to go free to play, really, because any sort of live game that relies on people playing it to work, you need the player count up. So it just made sense for it to go free to play, and obviously it made sense to save that until it was on everything as well. Yeah. There's a couple of things that are a little bit like when I first saw it, I didn't realize that with the legacy pack that they're giving people, which is like 3 costumes, some kudos, and the season pass for that one. I didn't realize the season pass was in there when I first saw it, and I thought 3 costumes isn't very much, really. I think what would have been nice is if they'd had like a lot of the legacy costumes from like season 1 or something. They'd like given that to everyone. I know a lot of people would already have them, but it would just fill out the things because obviously we've been there for a while. But on the flip side of that, it was a £15.99 game, and I've put like 450 hours into it on the Steam version, so I can't really complain.
Was it?
So I'm not too worried about the whole free-to-play, but there are people complaining online that, oh, I bought this game and now it's going free-to-play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you haven't played this before and you pre-register, you get perks like costumes, emotes, nameplates.
No, what that is, that's not quite that. They've opened up a pre-register, and once they get like, I think the first goal was 500,000 people, then it's a nameplate. The next goal is 1 million people, then it's another thing. So it's like, we need people to go to the Fall Guys website and pre-register. Then everyone that's pre-registered, depending on how many people have pre-registered and what they've unlocked, everyone gets those free gifts depending on how far they've done on their target goals. So
what I think about this is this cross progression.
Yeah, that's going to be so good. The fact that I can just, like you say, have it on the Switch, just pick it up and just play it so easily. The problem is at the moment is it's on my PC, so it's like an event for me to play. I have to sit down at my desk and play Fall Guys that way. But with it on everything, that's good. The one thing I'm a bit like upset about with the cross progression is because I have it on the PC, I also had it on the PlayStation 4 when it first came out, because that's where it was on PlayStation Plus. So I had it on there for a couple of months. So I have costumes and stuff on that account, but you can only link one of the accounts up to your Epic account. So you have to choose which one you want to keep and which one you want to get rid of, which is a bit unfortunate. I don't see why you couldn't just like register both of your accounts and then just merge them together. I feel that's a little, I mean, for me, that's not a big issue because I cut off the PlayStation version once I got it on Steam. But I'm sure there's people out there that have probably got like 2 big accounts and are probably like a bit like, oh. But, you know, it is. But that's basically Fall Guys, free to play, 21st of June.
So we've got quite a big story next about Nintendo, and
yes, some people are panicking that there might be a hostile takeover coming up.
They kind of, I think what the panic is, they misunderstanding what this actually is and the background to it. So this story is about Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, who have acquired a 5% stake in Nintendo. Now, Nintendo will have found out about this like everyone else.
Yes.
When the news was published. This is not Nintendo selling their stock to
it's a Nintendo's a publicly traded company, so anyone can buy their stock.
And, here's the thing, that gaming from, 2020 onwards has just made a mint. So it's a phenomenally good investment. And, I'd be the first to say that Saudi Arabia has a very, very sketchy human rights.
I think something else we need to remember, though, is it's just because Saudi Arabia has the sketchy human rights, the individuals living there might not necessarily share those same views as the country.
I think what you can say about this is actually very savvy businesses. So where we are at the moment is the money that's in Saudi Arabia is coming from oil, which is going to run out, in this century. Okay, oil as an investment was a 20th century thing. We're running out and we're moving away from oil. So, all of the Arab states are having to future plan to protect,
get their money somewhere else, so that,
because what are they going to do when the world is no longer oil?
They need their money places so they can enjoy
money now. So places like, obviously the United Arab Emirates are very small emirates. Obviously the best known is Dubai. Now Dubai are investing as a tourist destination. They built the Palms and the Burj Al Khalifa and all those things, but sort of like all the Arab states need to be thinking about this. And, this is a very savvy investment. Does it mean that they are going to influence the content of games? No, it doesn't.
No.
It really doesn't. They're just looking. So this is a government-run sovereign wealth investment fund. They're the fifth biggest shareholder at Nintendo now, with the amount of stock that they own. So they've spent around $1 billion on various different things across two businesses. So yeah, it obviously people rushing to judgment, and we're not going to say anything about our views on Saudi Arabia. We're just going to say this is fairly smart business, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
and they are smart business-wise.
that's what
They're
they
both
said when
smart.
they were like, they said they've invested into it for like financial purposes, wasn't it? Or it was an investment opportunity. I can't remember what the exact words were. But yeah, I don't think it's like a hostile takeover or anything. I mean, 5% is a pretty small amount in one place anyway.
I mean, Amnesty are tracking the wealth fund just in case, because obviously, there's a lot going on in that country, which is very, very poor to anybody, different. Let's just put it that way. So, but I don't think it's anything that we need to worry about.
No, not at the moment. Obviously, 5% isn't a lot. I mean, if they start creeping up, then there's that possibility of maybe, I don't know, them trying to put pressure onto like changing some of the contents in games and stuff. If you know what I mean, obviously like gay characters and things like that.
Let's not forget the royal family are not exactly pure white themselves. So
no,
we'll see. Okay,
but move on.
It's
just something that's happened. Really, I don't think it's anything to be worried about.
Yeah, it's just a business decision. So don't worry, people. Don't worry too much.
Okay, moving on. PS Plus premium PS1 games can actually have trophies. Apparently, this was found out not long ago.
Fitted with trophies.
Yes, obviously, like the original games on the original Xbox on PlayStation things, obviously didn't have trophies back then. But there's Siphon Filter will have a premium trophy for you to collect. So that means there are trophies in the games.
You can earn the platinum trophy.
Have you been a trophy hunter? Are you like, no. I need to get those achievements. I need to do this. I need to get my gamer score up on Xbox.
No.
Just so you know, my gamer score is higher than yours.
I'm not the least bit interested, but I know people are, so,
Can I just say, my gamer score is higher than your gamer score? Meaning I'm a better gamer.
Well, you play more games, but I wouldn't say you're a better gamer.
Well, I am. So if you are interested in your trophies, you can like get them with this with the PS Plus. I think that's like because people kind of like obviously some people like have grown up with the PlayStation and Xbox being their first consoles, so that this is like normal for them to have trophies and stuff. So I think it's a wise move to put it in there. For me, it doesn't affect my decision whether to get this or not, because I really couldn't care less about trophies. But I can see how it is beneficial to make the games more appealing to come back to. Think, I can get the trophies on that. If it's a game you like.
I don't think this is going to be all game, and it seems like it's going to be up to the developer.
Yeah,
for those who are interested in it, it's good news.
It is. The only thing that might cause a bit of an iffy with it, that's a good one, is like as they've got to add, if developers decide to add trophies to all the games, will that slow down the flow of games coming out to the service? Because obviously slightly more work needs to be done to get the trophies in there. So that might slow down the rollout of games. But I don't think it's really going to make much difference personally to the rollout of them. I think they're already well set on the way of like, these are our first batch of games for this next year coming out. Yeah, Sony already know what's coming out when, I would imagine. Yeah. So, yeah, trophies in older games. Go for it. Go get those platinums.
Do it. Zelda Skyward Sword.
Yes, the hardest part apparently was in development was making the motion controls go to button controls. Who'd have thought?
Well, it's actually quite a technical thing to like reverse engineer that, but that's what they've said. So Skyward Sword will.
Come.
Well, you were basically wafting around the Wii remote here, and then they had to suddenly write in a whole load of code to make it work with buttons, and that's quite a tricky job. And they nearly got it. I think they nearly got it, but
it wasn't quite there, the button controls for me when I played it. It was just slightly off.
Yeah, so this is Tantalus, the developers who made this port possible. And Tom Crago is the CEO, and he said the ability to bring that Wii Remote gameplay to a Joy-Con, I mean, I've always wanted to do that, because for me, I think that's, dare I say it, a comparable and in some senses superior experience playing it with the Joy-Con rather than waving around the Wii Remote. And obviously, you know, this is disabled friendly. And for those who just don't have the room to be waving around remote.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
yeah, quite honestly, I think it should always be an option, because, you know, there are people with limited movement who just can't do that, and it's pretty ableist, quite frankly, to issue a game that is not compatible with buttons, even if that's sort of like, oh, that's the way we want to write a game. I think the option should be there. So I personally,
yeah, the more options always better. Like I say, when I sort of played it, I kind of used a mixture. I used motion controls for pretty much 90% of the game, but for anything where I was controlling anything flying, I would always go to button controls. And for these lock puzzles, I was always going to button controls as well, because it was just so much easier than trying to use the motion. So it's nice to have like the accessibility, like you say, because everyone's going to be different and everyone finds different ways that they enjoy.
So we're on Switch Lite with it now.
Yes, and that's the other thing. Nintendo had to include button controls, because there would be no way for anyone on the Switch Lite to be able to play it unless they purchased extra Joy-Cons and somehow props their Switch Lite up. So it was kind of like a necessity that they had to do that. But I mean, I would like to see them use that going forward and do more Wii releases and bring those games over. There has to sort of,
sure.
It's just like, say, getting everything onto like the modern day consoles is so nice, and just rather than having stuff that is stuck on certain consoles, because obviously then you get the problem that the prices go up, they get harder to get because they're getting older and scalpers get in. So ease of access to playing games is always good.
Sure, accessibility is where it's at.
Yes.
Yeah. So moving on, let's talk about FIFA. So President of FIFA threw his toys out the pram last week.
Yes.
And week.
And this week, Take-Two have come out and sort of said, we're definitely interested in expanding our opportunities in sports, and FIFA has a great brand and incredible clout, but we have no current plans to discuss. That's like,
right.
Hey.
They just thrown their hat in the ring.
To be fair,
and
Take-Two is probably one of the few other companies that could take over the reins of an annual football game. They're used to doing it with like the base.
$1 billion for it, aren't
yeah, because they do like the basketball, and they recently didn't like. They've only just stopped doing WWE annually, so they can do that.
NBA, PGA Tour, and WWE.
But obviously, but the way this kind of reads, it's almost like they want FIFA to come up to them and go, "Make us a game." Whereas I think FIFA is expecting someone to come up to them and go, "Here's $1 billion. We will make you a game. Oh, great FIFA."
Yeah, I do feel we've got a bit like a chase me sort of vibe with this story. That's when I saw it. I was like, yeah, this is like who blinks first or like chase me.
Yeah, this is like we got that awkward like preteen dance, like school dance. Take-Two's on one side, EA FIFA's on the other side. EA are just doing their own thing in the middle. They don't care. And Take-Two is just like FIFA, just like glancing at each other, but neither of them are brave enough.
I've got a quote here from the boss, Strauss Selnick, who said the company has no plans to announce at this current time it is interested in expanding. He said, "We're definitely interested in expanding our opportunities in sports. FIFA, great brand.
Yeah.
Incredible class."
Well, obviously it is. It's a name people...
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, it's a name people recognise. Football fans will instantly recognise the FIFA name. So it is good in that respect. But it's just how much...
I mean, they develop this, but it's how much it's going to take.
Exactly. It's like whether FIFA's going to double down on, well, no, we want this much for our name to be used, or whether they'll be like... Or whether they'll be a bit peevish and think, well, we'll give this to anyone just to like try and make EA regret what they did. That is the other option of it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I gotta make my
peevish, right? So yeah, this is something to keep an eye on, because obviously someone will start making a FIFA game again. For me, I think Take-Two is the most obvious choice.
Yeah, front runner for sure.
Yeah, so it's just a wait and see kind of thing at the moment.
All right, so let's move on to the next one, which is about Xbox, who appear to be working on a dynamic backgrounds editor.
Yes.
This happened. I'm fairly excited by this. I mean, I probably wouldn't be writing one myself, but I think the scope is enormous for this. So what this is going to do is it's going to let Xbox owners create their own dynamic backgrounds. The project's unnamed at the moment. But yeah, it's not very secret. It apparently seems to be a bit of an open secret.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Obviously,
video released, and we'll just have to wait and see what this is for. Xbox Series S and X.
Yeah, there was something I've heard somewhere. It was like, it looks more likely to be like something for developers rather than everyone. But obviously, it's who knows at the moment. But yeah, if you had the ability to make your own backgrounds in a dynamic sort of style, it's cool. It's like, we'll end up with some Skyrim backgrounds on our Xboxes.
I mean, reaction on the message boards is very much sort of in favour, but a lot of people are saying, I don't know if I have the expertise for this. But,
but even so, if it's like an ability to create them, I'm sure there'll be a place where people will share them.
Yeah.
So if you're not good enough, it's like designs in Animal Crossing. I can't make those, but lots of people can, and they can share them. So that's the main thing.
It is, yeah. So what merch is up for grab today, Bestie?
What merch is up today? Well, there is no Pokemon today, but there is a pink blob of cuteness.
There's lots of Kirby plushies.
There is lots of Kirby plushies are available. A new range. The pre-orders for these should be made live on the 29th of May on PlayAsia. So it will ship worldwide. And we've got a lot of plushes. I don't know who half of these people are because I've only played one Kirby game. I do recognise some of them. I quite like the Kirby. They're always hard to tell. I kept on scrolling and just seeing newer ones. I'm like, do you know what? That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like Rick.
I like the Kirby in the hole-in-one Kirby. So he's like in a little hole.
I like Rick because it looks like a little guinea pig.
Which one's Rick? Where's Rick?
Rick. $12.99.
Oh, he's a cheap. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh, Rick.
Rick's cute. So I'm following quite a lot of guinea pigs on Instagram at the moment, and they're making my life a better place. So I feel like
guinea
this
pigs
is
are
one that
amazing.
I would pick. Should I be ordering one? I probably won't.
No, we weren't the ones that won the Euro Millions the other week. Otherwise, we would.
And what was it they won? Was it 180 something?
184 million.
Yeah, I'm not short of two already.
Yeah, what can you do?
If I won 184 million, I would not want the publicity, but there we are.
Nah, well, what can you do? They came out.
When we win the Euro Million, Bestie, we're just going to ground. We're not telling anyone. We're just, I'll have a new pair of headphones. That's all you'll know.
I'll have like a whole new everything, but I'll just keep where I live now just so that people don't realise that I've won, and keep all my old clothes and stuff. And just look shabby. So that was the news. That was the news.
I've got a question.
You've got a question. Okay, go for it.
I have a question for
I've
this
got
week,
some questions.
which is, what is Kelly's favourite flavour of dreaming?
Oh, I don't know. She likes the catnip ones, I think. Definitely the catnip ones were popular.
See, I have...
Oh, you went quiet then. Can't hear you anymore. You've totally gone. There's no volume whatsoever. Your mouth is moving, but there is no noise. And now you've gone totally. Yeah, so she likes the catnip dreamers. I know that. And she doesn't mind the chicken ones. I don't think there's a flavour of dreamy she doesn't like. But she hates Lily Kitchen. Still can't hear Miss Brie. She's all puzzled. So I do have a question as well. I don't know how we're going to get this answer to Miss Brie. But the question I have is, let me just find it here. Question 1. Okay. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? See, for me, that's a bit like, I've not been to many places, so couldn't really commit to living somewhere. I'm sort of okay living where I am. But I don't know. I don't know where I would want to live. I'm quite happy where I am. I know where I am. The fear of the unknown is too... Oh, we heard something.
Why am I sideways?
I don't know why you're sideways, but we'll just leave it at that for the time being. We're nearly done anyway.
What I was trying to say was I've enticed a little cat into my house because it just keeps coming over the fence.
Stop trying to steal people's pets.
Yeah, and I've given it a name. I'm calling it Zephyr. So I was thinking of buying some dreamies for it. So the manhunt wanted to find out what type of dreamies should we. So I've got a complicit person with me.
Stop trying to steal people's pets. That's not nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, other question: where in the world would you most like to live, and why?
There. Oh, there we are.
That's still not answering the question. Where in the world would you like to live, and why?
Norway.
Why?
Well, they seem to have good pensions and good healthcare. Plus, also there's a good equality in society.
Okay, and we got a question from an Eva as well, who wants to know what our most favourite dinner dish to make is.
Ooh.
Not to eat, but to make.
To make.
A dinner.
To make. I like baking, to be honest, and I'm baking for a bake sale in a couple of weeks' time.
Is that a dinner?
It could be.
I quite like making the pizzas. They're like from scratch with the dough and everything.
Generally, for just dinner, then my favourite would be probably curry.
Yeah.
I quite like cooking curry.
I would say
I'm pretty cooking curry.
I will go from saying pizza because they like every pizza's different, a different shape. That one looks like a cloud. that one looks like someone's run over it.
Okay.
They're never just round when you make them yourself. And that was the questions. And remember, if you do have a question you want to ask us, you can either leave a comment down on the YouTube video if you're watching it on YouTube, or you can join my Discord, message me on there, or you can get us on Twitter with the hashtag Ninqueso Live. We do answer everything. Well, not everything. I did ignore one question. I did have another question. I was like, I'm not asking that.
Dodgy one.
Oh, it was just what did we have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner today?
Well, I was
Bartlett, no.
So, yeah, that's the one. So, Bestie, where can they find you?
You can find me over on Twitch, where I stream every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, hopefully. And you can also get me on Twitter at Ninqueso, or on YouTube. There's like a few Ninqueso channels. Please follow them. This is one of them, and Ninqueso Plays is the other. How about yourself?
You can find me on Twitter, so you can see me there. It's there's my handle just down here.
Moving across. There we go.
So that's GMRGRL_MISSBRIE, Game Girl Miss Brie. So you can come and ask me questions. So I tweet about all sorts of things, really. Gaming, plus also neurodivergence and other associated things. Are you ready, Bestie?
Yes, let's do this.
Have you thought of something already?
Go for it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
As everybody knows, gamer scores are the epitome of gaming. So will Miss Brie ever be a better gamer than me? Find out the questions. We don't need to find out the questions to these answers because we know the answer is no. But you can keep up to date. Same cheesy time, same cheesy channel.
Actual stories may vary. That is it for today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit notifications if you want to hear more from us. Say good night, Bestie.
Good night, Bestie.